What's up, folks? Oh, dang, I coughed. anyways, I'm pretty sure you guys know about the current condition going on around the world. I just want to say that I just want to say that I hope you all are doing well, and hopefully you're practicing social distancing and stuff like that. As um, I think that it goes for all of us when I say that the fans of our communities and stuff like that keeps our channels growing. So yeah, stuff like that. Even though my channel is a lot smaller than other channels, but yeah, I just um today, time of recording this. Hopefully this does come out on this day. Today is April 27th, 2020. 20 years ago, on April 27th, 2020. No, not 2000. April 27, 2000. I did not script this at all. I need to go. I should really go back to doing scripted videos, but I didn't want to script this particular video, so that. 20 years ago, on April 27th, 2000, is when my favorite Zelda game of all time, Majora's Mask, hit store shelves in Japan. Uh, I Zelda is like one of the best franchises of all time. It's not my favorite Nintendo franchise. I think okay, if I were to go with like if I were to go with like my favorite like my top my top 10 favorite Nintendo franchises, Zelda would be at like number 5 or 6. I know that sounds pretty low, but at the same time, my top 4 favorite Nintendo franchises, which are Kirby, Metroid, Donkey Kong, and Super Smash Brothers. Like I love those franchises so much. I don't mean to downplay other franchises, but that's just my sentiments on the Nintendo universe. I just think those games are just the cream of the crop. I just think those franchises. Excuse me. I just think those games are the cream of the crop for me. Yeah, but Zelda's awesome. Majora's Mask is like not only my favorite Zelda game, it's like one of my favorite N64 games, and one of my favorite games of all time in general. Plenty of other people share the same sentiment in the Zelda series. Like, it's Peanut Butter Gamer's favorite game of all time, and apparently Game Explain also likes it too. Especially considering that they beat me to this idea today. Totally not mad. Whatever. Anyways, I just want to talk about my favorite Zelda game of all time. You know, the fact that it's actually turned 20 today on this day, April 27th, 2020. 20 years ago, Majora's Mask first hit store shelves, and it's still an amazing game. 5 years ago, it got re-released on the 3DS, which that is the version I mainly prefer to play. I don't have the N64 version. I just prefer playing the 3DS version because 3DS version is phenomenal. Yeah. I love and basically like okay, maybe I should go over the development history first. So it's like Majora's Mask, like it. I believe it began as like an expansion for Ocarina of Time. Another fantastic game. It was like for the 64 DD, like a disc drive add-on for the Nintendo 64 when they released in Japan. Oh god, I'm coughing a little too much. No, I don't have Corona. I don't have it. Um, yeah. So like Majora's Mask, it started out as an expansion for Ocarina of Time on 64 DVD. It became a cartridge for the normal N64, And this game was actually developed in around a year, believe it or not, because when they were developing it as an expansion for Ocarina, Zelda guy, Zelda producer Eiji Aonuma, he didn't want to do that because he thought Ocarina of Time was already perfect. No. So Miyamoto challenged him to make a Zelda game in around a year, and he exactly did that. And it truly shows because Majora's Mask actually uses a lot of assets from Ocarina of Time, which, I mean, I don't really mind that because they were both released on the same system, so yeah, and plus they use them in different ways, so who cares? And plus the main setting in the game Termina, the main setting in the game Termina, it's basically just it's treated as like a mirrored version of Hyrule. There's that. Okay, let me. How about I guess? So yeah, the game was released. How about I guess? Should I talk about the game now? Well, one of my favorite things about Majora's Mask is that it's very dark, creepy, and depressing. Like it's easily like the darkest Zelda game. Ocarina of Time was a lot more. Ocarina of Time got pretty intense too, but it was. I always thought it was more lighthearted. Whereas Majora's Mask, it got pretty freaking messed up at times. But like it was directed by Tim Burton sometimes. um, that'd be pretty. Um, and yeah, it's really dark. And other people said that's why they like about the game too, like with BBG and all that. Majora's Mask. Another reason why I like a lot. Another reason why I love it is that another reason why it's one of my favorite games of all time. I think it I like I think another reason why I like it is because it tries to be just as um what's the word I'm trying to oh oh it's trying to be just as innovative as Ocarina of Time was, but in a different direction. Because you look at Ocarina of Time, one of its biggest innovations was just the world, like how massive it is. Like even today, even though it's clearly seen as dated and games have taken over it, like Skyrim and Fallout. Never played those games before, but I do know that those are what those games are built upon. Ocarina of Time, like its world still looks amazing nowadays because and I say that retrospectively because if you like, excuse me, what the heck is going on? Anyways, you go back to like Ocarina of Time. I think the reason why it's still impressive today is because of its retrospective. Because of looking back on it retrospectively, you look at how amazing the game was, like bright colors and all that. Like, well, not that, but rather, it's amazing how they were able to get that working on the N64. Like during production, there was what's planned to be a worst case scenario where Link was going to be only in Ganon's castle, going through paintings and all that, much like how Mario did in like Mario 64. Or it's so phenomenal how Ocarina of Time revolutionized 3D gaming. Because just a few years ago, before that, like people were just amazed by seeing Mario running around in a 3D plane, and they were further amazed by the fact that you can control the analog stick to move Mario around. It felt so natural. And then all of a sudden Zelda comes out for the N64. Not only does it do just that, but also includes like an entire world for you to explore compared to the old top-down Zelda games on the NES and Super Nintendo. I'm spinning Game Boy too. I forgot about Link's Awakening. No one really remembers Link's Awakening that much. I don't know why. um. Hmm. Anything else? Okay. Well, there's. Where's my? Ah, dang it. My computer was blacked out. Just kind of fainted. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, So yeah, like Majora's Mask doesn't do that. Just one thing I want to point out: Majora's Mask does not do that. The world is a lot smaller in Majora's Mask, but it tries to be innovative in a different way. And I think how it tries to accomplish that is by doing a 3 day cycle. You know, there's 3 days before the moon falls, and there's different things that happen on each day. Like on one day, like Clocktown might be covered in rain, and then on another day it might not be. Like I like that because not only does it give Majora's Mask its own personality, but it makes it feel innovative. It makes it feel ambitious, just like with Ocarina of Time. But I like it how it didn't try to do what Ocarina of Time did to prove itself to be ambitious. It tried to be ambitious in its own way. Despite the fact it looks just like Ocarina of Time, it tried to be ambitious on its own without looking to its predecessor, and I love that. Another reason why I love Majora's Mask, there's mask collecting in the game. The side quests are just phenomenal. Like there's so fun. Like I don't know why it feels like with other Zelda games, like side quests. It feels like sometimes you just take the side quest for granted. But in Majora's Mask, because of how the game works, like, and because of how many side quests there are, you can literally just go through. You can literally just how am I supposed to? How am I supposed to literally just go through the side quests no matter how much you want to, even if you already collect the masks, because the side quests are just so dang fun. And the masks are fun to collect too. You have the bomb mask, just bomb on your face, and then you could turn into some transformation masks like Goron and Zora. And they have some pretty dark, histories behind it. Even the Deku mask, like they don't specifically say it, but it's pretty obvious. It's the Deku scrub, the dead Deku scrub you see at the beginning of the game, and yeah, my this game also has my favorite Zelda character, Skull Kid. This character needs to be in Super Smash Brothers because okay, he probably won't be included in the current iteration of the series, probably because he's still in the Sister Trophy or something. I don't know, but hopefully we get a new Smash Brothers after this one. It probably will take a few years, but hopefully we get a new Smash Brothers, and after this one, a little too early to decide that, but I'm just putting my hopes above. And hopefully we get Skull Kid as a playable character then, because that's currently my most wanted character in Super Smash Brothers. You know, after since Ultimate included characters like Ridley and King K. Rool, stuff like that. That's currently my most wanted character, Skull Kid. I freaking want to see Skull Kid in Super Smash Brothers. I mean, they included him in Hyrule Warriors, which was fun. Hyrule Warriors is a little weird game, but I played with my brother a few times. It's pretty fun. I think it's pretty fun. It's probably like the best Zelda. I think it's arguably the best Zelda spinoff, to be honest. And I'm so glad Skull Kid is a playable character in this, because then I get to beat up all the what is the Stalfos with Skull Kid. I'm trying to think of Zelda enemies beforehand. I'm a Zelda fan, but sometimes I forget some of the enemy names. The enemies aren't as iconic. Or at the very least, they don't stand out to me as much as, say, like the Mario or Kirby series, because, you know, because with Mario, you could look at an enemy and go like, oh, that's a Goomba, that's a Shy Guy, that's a Waddle Dee. But Zelda, I know Bokoblins. There's that. I can think of some enemies, but some of the enemy names are pretty forgettable. I don't know why. I think it's just. Anyways, no one cares about the enemies Zelda. People care about the gameplay and the story in Zelda. That is what people care about. And Majora's Mask, and I've seen some people who don't really like the game. Like, Angry Video Game Nerd made a video about it where he reviewed Majora's Mask. He kind of gave a bit more of a negative tone on the game than other reviewers because, he gave more of a negative tone on the game, and I think it's. Well, I didn't really view it as negative. I just think unlike with other reviewers, he actually pointed out the flaws of the game. And truth be told, to be honest, to be perfectly honest, I do think he does raise some good points. But the thing with me and other players is that since the positives of the game outshine the negatives, though, um, I think that's why we love the game. But um, yeah, I can definitely see people not getting into this game. I'm not trying to dissuade people from playing it. If you haven't played Majora's Mask yet, what are you doing watching this video? Just go play it. Just freaking go play it. Just do it. Um, and there's some old gripes I have with the game. Like, this game introduced Tingle, the one Zelda character that no one cares about, except for the Japanese for some reason, because they made several spin-offs of him. Tingle got its own spin-offs. Apparently, Tingle has more respect than Waluigi. But apparently they don't view him as laughingstock, even though Tingle's clearly a flipping idiot. He's even in that fan game, Super Smash Bros. Crusade. He's in that fan game, yet Skull Kid isn't. I want answers. Tingle's just. He was in Wind Waker 2, and that's the appearance he takes on in like Smash Brothers, where he's an assist trophy. Yeah, Tingle's a dumb character. Um, uh, I'm not really into Fierce Deity Mask that much. I know it's cool, but I don't like how you can only use it in the boss fights. And even then it's pretty useless anyway. So it's like, who cares? I don't know. It's you'd rather just fight the bosses the way you were supposed to fight them. That's my deal. But alright. So yeah. I forgot this video is like almost 20 minutes. It's like at 17 and a half minutes in the video counter down there. But yeah, so that was my opinion on Majora's Mask. I've been seeing other people. I saw a Game Explain do this kind of video, and I was like, oh no, I'm screwed because I'm screwed. How can I do this? But then there might be some other people posting Majora's Mask content today, so whatever. I'm being no different. So yeah. Actually, now that I have you here, let me talk about ideas for future videos. The Kirby 64 Let's Play, because I kind of dropped it off like a few months ago. I'm trying to get back to it. With the current situation going on right now, like most schools are closed, I'm being forced to work at home, and like stuff like that. But I'll make sure to get to it eventually. And ideas for future videos. I think we're just gonna have to wait until the time comes. Like, I barely post content on YouTube anymore. I don't post much anymore. But especially with the virus going around. But yeah, um just just subscribe and hit that notification bell. I really need to end this video because this is going on in like 20 minutes. But anyways, been ConnerCJ2012. See ya next time.